Hello, my name's Martin Sherry. I am a full-time Tier 2 rep for London Underground and Health and Safety.
And I'm Carlos Barros, the Health and Safety Tier 2 Upgrades Rep for Trains. We've decided to do another little video to explain a little bit to our members about what the NEC is. We've got an election coming and we want more and more people to understand what they're voting for and to vote. So with that in mind, we've invited Sean here, who is on the NEC currently. Sean Miskimmon is the NEC member for Maritime Region 2. And so we've asked Sean, and Sean's kindly agreed to come here and just speak to you guys about what the NEC is about.
Thanks, Sean, for coming along for this brief video. We've just got a few questions to ask you, and basically, what do you see as the role of the NEC, and just as importantly, what's your part within the NEC?
Yeah, it's really quite simple, really. The NEC member's role is the same as a rep's role. You are just a representative of a group of workers that you represent, and also the wider union which you have a debate on. We are just the voice in the boardroom of the conduit of our members. Also, another part of the role which I find quite important, well, which is the most important part, is why we're there, is because the difference between RMT and other unions is we're a member-led union, and this is conducted by the NEC. Officers obviously bring us their reports, and we're there to scrutinise the officers, if you like, even hold them to account. That's not to say we're working against them. For example, would be maybe an officer might bring to you a below RPI offer, which is against the union's policy, but there might be reasons why it might be accepted. So the NEC would do the due diligence, see what the members wanted. Maybe there's a good reason, maybe there's a hidden package behind it or whatever. So that's the main part I see of the union. Also, without going into too much of a great detail, we also branch out into other areas where the NEC deal with, like pensions, they deal with health and safety in the various subcommittees that we have. But that's it in a nutshell. I don't want to overcomplicate it, because that was the problem when people used to explain to me before they come on the NEC, what does an NEC member do? Well, it's exactly the same as a rep, we're just a voice for the members in the boardroom.
Oh, excellent. That's a great answer. So with that in mind, what do you say is the best part of being an NEC member?
The best part of the NEC, being an NEC member, I used to get frustrated. I'm a branch secretary at the shipping and things, and sometimes couldn't understand why things are taking times or the process. And I think until you actually sit on the NEC, or maybe I just didn't have the best of NEC members to explain it to me before, but until you actually see, you don't realise how many things are there for you to utilise within the RMT. You don't realise the structures, why some things work that way. And to be honest, we do suffer bureaucracy, but it's also a proud history of doing things. So unless you, as I say, unless you've sat and done it, it's hard to get your head around at first. But once you've been down here, you realise all the different ways, and also not just that. I'm with two guys here from London Transport Region. I'm from the North Wales region. The intermixing and the help, especially I've had from London Transport Region, even being educated by the elder statesmen of that region, has been a massive help. So that's the biggest thing. That's why we're all in a union. It's about unity. And
Thanks, Sean. That's and I think when you say unity, I think that comes across as like a big sort of thing that joins us all together. But tell me, what's the hardest part of being on the NEC?
I think the hardest part for me is you can never switch off. But that might sound like a moaning, but in a perverse kind of way, you kind of enjoy it. It's you might get a week off, but it doesn't actually mean you'll have a week off. I mean, for example, would be I had a week in Disney with the kids, but you're constantly on your phone, which keeps you locked in. There's never a moment to yourself, but with that comes a great satisfaction in helping people or making a good decision or whatever. So also the hardest part is also the good bit. You sort of get hooked to it. If you understand what I mean, being so intense, yeah, definitely. That's a good way to sum it up, Martin. Yeah.
Excellent. So listen, we're not going to take up too much of Sean's time here. I want to finish with one of these questions they ask a lot of actors and stuff like that. If your kid came up to you and said, I want to be an actor, what would you say to him? So if your kid came up to you and said, Daddy, I want to be an NEC member, what advice would you give him?
Absolutely. I mean, I've got two kids. I've got two boys. One's 3 and one's 15, and both of them regularly attend pickets, protests, and all that. I think we've got all the duty to do this as socialists, as left wing. The media there for being again dismissing it for like 30 years. So we've all got. I'd be absolutely delighted in a nutshell, because it'd be, he's reached the respect of his colleagues and things. They trust to represent them and to speak on their behalf. So I'd be delighted. And that's the way I decide to bring my kids up anyway.
Excellent.
So,
once again, thanks, Sean, for doing this. I know you're very, very busy, as you've mentioned in the chat we've had. I hope this helps everyone to understand the NEC role a little bit. And as Sean said, this is a rep's position. So please vote, have your say, and vote for whoever you want to vote for, but please vote. Thanks.